As a food blogger, food content creator, one of the questions I get asked a lot, or if I could get $1 for every time someone asks me, what do food content creators actually do? I'll be a billionaire by now. Just kidding. But I just thought it wise to film a video detailing all the different things food content creators do. So if you're here and you want to get into the space, or you're already in the space and you want to know the different aspects of food blogging or food content creation, this is the right video for you. So stay tuned. If you are new here, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Let's get right into it. So first of all, if you've been on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all the social media platforms, you would have seen a lot of food videos from all over the world, different walks of life, recipes you are familiar with, recipes you've never seen or heard of in your life. And there are so many people creating food content now. But all the beautiful videos and pictures that you see, what actually goes into it? So first of all, we have the very first step, which is the recipe planning and then creation. Before you create any recipe video at all, before you create any content at all, you need to sit down and plan the recipe or create the recipe. There are recipes that are already existing and you would just, tap into that and create. And sometimes you may have to come up with your own recipes based on existing ingredients, based on certain things you've come up with and all of that. So before you start, a lot of research goes into that. Even if it's a very familiar recipe, a recipe that you've been doing all your life, a recipe that you are used to, you still need to do some amount of research to find out what other people are doing. Even when it comes to the videography, what kind of angles did they use, what is storytelling element surrounding that video and all of that. If it's a new recipe that you are creating yourself, most of the time you need to test out these recipes, because the recipes you are putting out there, people are going to try them. If people try them and it doesn't come out well, it's going to really affect your channel and then your page and even your reputation in general. So it's really important to test them out several times to know that, okay, if I add 1 cup of this and a half cup of this is what it gives me over time. Then when you're putting out the recipes out there, you are confident that if people try it, it's gonna work. So that's the very first stage. And in different parts of the world, we have people that are actual recipe developers. That's the only thing that they do. They develop recipes for restaurants, for chefs, for cooks, for events. That can be a standalone career path. Then the next thing food bloggers do after coming up with the recipe, planning the recipe, creating the recipe, is now to go out there and shop. So the second thing food bloggers or food content creators do is grocery shopping. Most times you have to go out there and shop for the things you're going to be using for the recipes, like the vegetables, the fruits, the protein, all the different kind of things you will need for a particular recipe. So in this, there are several ways to go about it. For me, before I go grocery shopping, I make sure that I take stock of everything that I have so that I don't go and buy it again. So what I would need based on the recipes I have created. And then I go out there and shop. Sometimes I shop from the malls. Other times I also shop from local markets. So it depends on what you are looking for. It depends on the proximity. It depends on several factors. But then based on where you are at, if you're in the different parts of the world, whatever is available to you, you do. The next thing that food content creators do is cooking. Of course, so many food content creators I know are actually cooks. So they cook and then they film the content themselves. So the cooking part, now you've created the recipe, you've gone shopping, putting together the ingredients that you bought, and then making it a meal or making it the finished dish. And for some, it's the most enjoyable part. For others, it's the least enjoyable part. But it is a huge part of food content creation, because you're creating food content. So food is definitely the outcome of the content you are creating. So we have people that create in studios. We have people that have teams of photographers, videographers, food stylists, on demand, right? We have people who do it on large scale. We have people who do it on smaller scales, in their rooms, on the table, in their kitchen studios, several different things. So the content you're seeing online, it could be from anywhere. I'll put these two in one: food photography and then videography. We have people that focus primarily on photography, we have people that focus primarily on videography, and we have people that do both. So it's self-explanatory, right? Photography is taking pictures of still images, so the food that you've cooked, you style the scene and then you cook. So usually photography goes with styling. food styling, and photography. Then we have videography, that is taking videos of the finished dish, taking videos of the whole process. If you are doing a tutorial style of recipe videos, whatever you did to get to the point where you finish the meal, teaching people how to get to that point themselves in their home. Then we also have the editing part of the content. So food content creators would now put all these clips they shot during filming and production, which is the food videography or photography, and then edit them. So the editing part, you have people that are sourced or have editors on hand. You have people that do everything themselves. So some do mobile editing, others do desktop editing based on whatever you are doing. And there's nothing wrong with any of them. Honestly, do what works for you, what is quicker, what is easier. Because for most people, this is not their main job or their full-time job. So whatever has to be done for them to get the quick results they are looking for is fine. So let me know if you want me to go in depth into some of the topics, like let's say editing. When it comes to editing food videos, what do you have to do? Let me know in the comments if you need that. Then we go on to the next activity, which is social media management. So you can see all of these things. If it's just one person that's doing it, it can be very, very tough. So as a food content creator who creates content online, you should understand how social media works. When we say social media management, it's a lot. You are posting the content, you are putting in captions or writing captions, you are engaging with your community and responding to comments, being on your stories and engaging with your community, all those things to build a community around your passion, to build a community around the food you love, people that also love food, see what you are doing, they follow you, they like you, they want to be like you, or they just want to be friends with you. Social media management, community management is a huge part of food content creation. Another very important thing that food content creators do is that we serve as marketers and advertisers for food brands. So we are a link between consumers and brands. So let's say if there's a brand out there that wants to get in touch with an audience that loves food, of course they come to a food blogger who has built that audience of people that loves food. Because this food blogger loves food and shares their food journey with people, with time they'll be able to amass a community of people that loves food. So when a brand is on the lookout for someone to work with, they would work with a food blogger or a food content creator who would share their information, share their products via sponsorships, via integrating it into their video, or via creating a whole recipe video where their product is incorporated as a way of promoting the product and also making an earning out of it. Basically, these are the things, some of the things that food content creators do. If you're a food content creator here, let me know in the comments if I missed anything, if I skipped anything. There's a whole lot and there's a lot running through my mind right now, so if I skipped anything, let me know in the comments. Before I go, I'm going to talk about a few skills you need if you're going to be a food content creator, or if you are a food content creator, some skills you need to develop. The first one is writing. You need to know how to write. There's a lot of writing involved in being a content creator or food content creator, because you're going to write about the food, you're going to write it in captions, on stories, telling stories about the food. Even when you're scripting your videos, if you eventually get a website, you're going to be writing articles about food. If you decide to write a cookbook, there will be writing involved. Another skill you need to have is technical skills. So technical skills when it comes to photography, videography, using the right tools, when it comes to camera, how to operate the camera, when it comes to your phone, how to even operate the phone. Some of you have phones, you're not even using it to the fullest capacity. Some of you have cameras, you're not using it to the fullest capacity. Tripod, whatever gadgets you buy, gimbal, you have to learn how to use them so that you can use them to your own benefit and to the benefit of your page. Another skill that you need to really learn is the photography and the videography itself. There's so many technicalities in there, framing, resolutions, orientations. There's so many things you need to learn. Angles, if you want your videos and your pictures to come out nice and professional. So you also need to learn about that. That's a skill you need to develop. So nobody may teach you, like some of us, or sometimes you can take a class, have a class or the whole food blogging thing. If you are starting out, you can take a class to learn, or there's so many videos on YouTube that you can also use to learn if you are starting out. Another skill you also need to learn is platform knowledge. If you're going to be on any platform, you need to learn how it works. Instagram doesn't work the way YouTube works. YouTube doesn't work the way TikTok works. So having knowledge in one doesn't mean you have knowledge in the other. You have to constantly, and these platforms are constantly updating and bringing new features. It's funny. So you have to be abreast or keep updating your knowledge in some of these places if you want to stay relevant. Another skill you have to learn is being proactive and being very smart, especially when it comes to monetization. I know for so many people, they are waiting for brands to come and work with them to make money, but there are several ways you can make money in the space. But you would have to take action, and you have to be proactive and put yourself out there, test different things out, whether it is coming out your own physical products, digital products, teaching a course or a class, hosting events. There are so many things you can do. Nobody can stop you if you're going to do this. Yes, the patronage may be low when you're starting out, but don't let that stop you. You can do it. And finally, what I'm going to talk about is you need to know how to communicate. A time will come where you'll be called upon to talk at events. You have to talk to brands, negotiate with brands. When it comes to working with them, you have to be able to know how to communicate your vision, how to communicate your boundaries, how to communicate your brand value, because some of these brands will come and project everything they are doing on you, but you also have to have an identity, so that if they are doing something that doesn't align with you or your brand, you can stand up for yourself. So knowing how to communicate and negotiate is a skill that you also need to develop as a food content creator. So I'm going to leave it here. If you want to hear more of this juicy information, you should sign up for my class, the food blogging masterclass. We're going to learn all of these and more. So thank you so much for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed, and see you in the next video. Bye.